Today on the Topping Show, Victoria's Secret kicks morbidly obese and trans models to the curb in favor of beautiful models after losing nearly $1 billion in sales. Bud Light Buffalo tweet is lukewarm for their 3 remaining fans and their farm of bots. Ford could face $1 billion in federal fines due to new fuel laws. DeSantis tweet for Florida donated pallets of supplies for Israel goes viral. Tesla profits crashed 44% fiscal Q3. Rivian stock dropped 9.1% in a single day. Ford F-150 Lightning are just sitting on dealerships gathering dust, and Nokia to lay off 14,000 employees, if only they sold more cell phones. All that much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. It's a joke, you see, that's me. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Tesla profits crash after they offer discounts, and it crashed precipitously by 44%. That is not so much good news, which explains why the stock went down by quite a few points. Now, it looks like the price increase did help them with their revenue, so that's pretty good. But again, it crashed 44%. And to be clear, that's compared to the same fiscal period, that'd be fiscal Q3 in 2022. Now, their net income was $1.85 billion for Q3, so they're still making a pretty penny. Well, I should say pennies these days are actually disgustingly worthless. They're made out of 99.99% zinc, whereas back in the day, they used to be made out of a semi-precious metal called copper, which has a myriad of uses. But nevertheless, it's still a pretty good chunk of change, as maybe a better metaphor might be. However, their earnings per share fell 53 cents. It was at 95 cents per share, and it went down 53 cents per share. Which, again, I don't give financial advice. In terms of gambling, I always tell people the best gambling you can make is gamble on yourself by starting a small business, going to, I was going to say college, but these days, perhaps not. But nevertheless, that's not great news for Tesla, which for most of my life and most of the company's life, they've been known as a premium product. Granted, it's not going to last as long as a Rolex, since a Rolex will last generations and EVs will usually last, well, they're basically disposable things, very similar to cell phones in the terms of their construction. You're locked in, you can't fix it, and it's a giant lithium battery that's subsequently very volatile. But nevertheless, some people would prefer them, and they bought them up in droves. Tesla came out with their first vehicle, well, first mass-produced vehicle with the Model S. It was well over 6 figures. And it worked. I mean, a lot of the early adopters were buying into the movement of EVs, what they thought was green technology, and they were willing to pay a premium for that service. Now, let me know in the comments if you disagree, but I feel like they're out of those premium early adopters when it comes to EV technologies. Everyone who wanted to be on the bleeding edge, and whatever industry it is, whether it's watches or thermoses or laptops, there's always some people who will pay a premium to be on the bleeding edge. They want to be the coolest kid on the block, as some might say, and they want to have the newest, some would say the greatest technologies, and they pay a premium for it. Well, those people, they already have their Teslas and the Rivians. So now they have to go for the mass consumer base, which they're much more price sensitive. So Tesla did come out with their mid-tier SUV, which cost a fraction of the original Model S. They captured that market share pretty successfully too. I think the only real competition is I almost squirm in disgust as I try to say the word, the Ford Mustang E-Mach, which again is a bastardized use of the name, I know. The Ford Mustang you and I love and know has 3 pedals, also known as a manual transmission, as every vehicle should have, added a good old-fashioned V8 internal combustion engine. Nevertheless, Ford, for their marketing reasons, decided to title their crossover little mini electric SUV as the Mustang E-Mach. And those are pretty much the most popular SUVs, I would venture, when it comes to the EV marketplace. And yes, they were less than $100,000, so they got a new price point down. Well, now it's not just Tesla. The overall industry trend of people buying EVs is decreasing precipitously. Perhaps Americans don't like the idea of having a disposable vehicle. Maybe they all like to buy, well, I don't know, a good old Honda like myself, because my Honda has 3 pedals, as every vehicle should, also known as manual transmission, and an internal combustion engine. Also, no union, so I don't have to worry about my parts if anything does break. But it won't, statistically speaking, because it's Honda, so it'll last a quarter of a century and a million miles. There's a reason my family still drives a 2001 Honda Accord. I think it's bulletproof, or damn near. Now, it looks like in terms of Tesla and what they say is going to be their outlook, and they think, oh yeah, great things are right around the corner. Well, they did get that additional revenue, and of course, with economies of scale, there's a couple discounts that help out when you buy anything in bulk, raw materials or components or widgets for the vehicles. Every industry, basically, you get a price break. So I understand why there are also benefits to them having greater revenue by selling a greater volume of vehicles. And they do claim that the Cybertruck should be delivered right around the corner in November. However, let me know in the comments, what are the Las Vegas odds for that? I remember talking to a friend who put a deposit down, shoot, it must have been 4 years ago or so. So it'll be interesting to see, but as I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October. So if you could click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, any feedback, even if it's harsh or critical, it's greatly appreciated. Throw it in the comments. That way I know how I can improve the show, make it better and better. Lastly, if you like the video, it also helps me know if the video is doing better or not. Or you can always put a downvote, and then I'll know maybe I need to work on the video. Although if you don't comment, I'm not going to know how to actually improve it. So I'll be interested to see what the feedback is from this video. I appreciate it nevertheless. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.